Do you think he's okay? Do you think Pete is okay?
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. I'm not sure. I have observed a Pete that is one Pete and crushes it in meetings. At the same time, I've seen the secretary in more internal meetings where he is super focused on like very, in my opinion, weird details and very agitated and kind of like yelling and just nothing's good. So it's like a tale of two Petes. And I'll be honest, I'm not the person to ask about what he was like before and all that. Like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you what I observed in the 90 days that I was there.
Was there like a particular point at which his agitation stepped up?
Yeah, I think, roughly it was around the time of Signalgate, maybe before when some of these leaks started.
Colin Carroll is another ousted Pentagon official speaking out after losing his job due to Pete Hegseth's extreme incompetence and now paranoia over leakers.
He was very focused on the leaks. And honestly, I think it's kind of like consumed the team a little bit. Like if you look at a pie chart of the secretary's day, at this point, 50% of it's probably leak investigation press. Like it's that, and like that can't be. That is a bad thing for America. It's a bad thing for the president's objectives. And then in order to kind of combat an image, it's, hey, we're going to go work out with the troops. I'm a troop. As a second lieutenant in the Marine Corps, I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. Mm-hmm. The Secretary of Defense is out doing push-ups with me. As a midshipman, when he went to the Naval Academy, like, hell yes, I would have been screaming on the side too. However, I think I've matured a little bit to the point where I realize that while that is important and it's a thing to do and get out there, because it helps with recruiting, it just helps like with morale. If you're taking a half-day trip to the Naval Academy at the same time the budget is due and we really need some support here, like, come on, you got to weigh priorities. And so I don't know. I mean, when you ask if he's okay, I don't know. I'm not sure. I wish I could definitively say he's totally fine, but I don't know.
No talk about the irony of how the Fox and Friends weekend host turned defense secretary joined Trump in railing on the deep state full of leakers and anti-Trumpers looking to take him down at every turn, only then find out that his own guys are who he's giving a side eye to.
My observation from the first 90 days, and this is going to sound weird, is that we had less of a problem from like the deep state bureaucrats in the department than we did from maybe some people on our own team. And that sounds weird, but if you think about the department, the civilian workforce, I don't want to say they were running scared. Maybe they would come on and say that they were scared, but we were actively shaping that workforce to be proactive to what we wanted done.
Now that he's gone, do you feel like it'll be a more functional place? Sort of gone?
I've thought through this before in the last couple of days. I'd like to hope so, but I think that there's a lot of water under the bridge at this point. This can be really hard to recover from. There is like actually a culture of kind of fear and toxicity. And, whether it was the disgruntled former employees, like it is clear to me that there are people in the department that are actively leaking and are seeing this as an opportunity. And I'm not sure how you recover from that.
There's now a culture of fear and toxicity. Again, sitting some super lib that MAGA thinks is hell-bent on handing the country over to some evil brown people. Oh, and forcing service members to wear dresses on battlefields. All that was brainless propaganda, meant to whip up fear and bigotry in order to win some votes. But now that they have to govern, this party of bros is trying to avoid imploding right in front of us.